Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, today is an early vlog. My day has been, well, it hasn't been crazy yet, but it's been a lot of change of plans already. And so what I was going to do today and what I'm going to do are two completely different things. So yeah, it's been kind of a crazy day already. But before we get into all of that, let's do the time and temperature check. And I'm gonna show you my coffee and my candle for the day. It's absolutely beautiful outside today. It's absolutely beautiful. I just went outside and I got the mail and I checked my tree to see if the corn on the cob is gone. It is gone for today. So I do not know who took it, but the corn on the cob is gone. So I'm gonna put another one out there today. But anyway, and last night I was going through all of these like wildlife websites looking for different bird feeders and squirrel feeders and stuff like that. So I have a bunch screenshot that I think that I'm gonna buy, that I'm gonna use, well, all throughout the year. I was looking at, like, some of them are for like different times of year. I don't know if you guys are, if you're real into like bird watching and stuff, you probably know this, but they have some that are like for specific times of year, specific places to have them. So anyway, I was looking through all of that last night. I spent a very long time doing that last night. But okay, let's get into this vlog by doing the time and temperature check. So I have this song on here. I've been listening. Do you ever like find a song and then you just listen to it on repeat over and over and over again? So I downloaded the song of the day. Oh, we should have a song of the day. We should do a song of the day. Well, currently it is 2:34 p.m. The song of the day is going to be, oh my God, look how dirty these glasses are. The song of the day is Fall, Fall, Fall by Camp, spelled C-A-A-M-P, if you would like to listen to it. It's kind of the music that I'm listening to right now. Just this very like moody, kind of just guitar, acoustic singing music that I love. And so I downloaded this song because it was in the show Station 11. I don't even know what part it was in that. So anyway, I downloaded the entire, you know, I didn't even look and see. I downloaded the song. I remember, I don't remember what scene it was, but I remember like hearing the lyrics and like loving the song. And then I Google searched the lyrics and I found the song that way, and then I downloaded it. But then I ended up buying the entire Station 11 soundtrack. And so I should look and see if it's on the soundtrack. Here's the whole Station 11 soundtrack that I have. The soundtrack is beautiful. The instrumentals are beautiful on it. I think I saw that there was like one song on here that somebody sang. Is it on here? I will, now I'll have it twice if it's on here. No, I don't see it on here. Hold on. It's a long soundtrack, oh my gosh. No, it's not on here. So the song is Fall, Fall, Fall. And I just like am playing the song on repeat today. I don't know why. Do you ever have those days? You know, I wake up a lot of mornings and I feel very anxious when I wake up. Today I felt anxious when I woke up, but it passed quickly. And I went into the bathroom and I could see the sun shining through the skylight in there. And it was just so beautiful. And it reminded me of, each of our dogs like to lay in the sun. So I have so many pictures of the dogs from back in the day, like where they would lay in the bathroom and they would like, you know, lay in the sunlight, and it shifts, you know, as the day goes on, obviously. And so it starts in one place and it kind of goes the other place. Pee-Pee like to only like lay on, which one is it? I can't remember. I think maybe it was Tucker that would only lay on the rug, and Boo and Pee-Pee would only lay on like the cold floor. And so I think it was for Tucker that I had to like move the rug throughout the day. It was so sweet. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, they loved laying in there in the sunshine. And so it just reminded me of that today. And, you know, usually like a memory like that will kind of make me sad. But for some reason today it didn't. And it just brought me a lot of like peace and tranquility. And so I was just kind of standing there in the bathroom. I was brushing my teeth and I was looking up at the sunlight. And this overwhelming peace just came over me. And ever since then, I've just felt really calm today. I mean, really, really calm. And so my plan originally was I was going to try to film like 2 or 3 videos today. I was going to do a drama video. I have my list right here. I was going to do a drama video, and then I was going to do a review video, and then I was going to do a booktube video, and then when I got back, I was going to vlog. But my plans got completely changed because when I woke up today, well, so when I wake up, I don't like immediately get on my phone. I won't say that I don't ever. Like, I used to never do it, but now sometimes, like, if I'm waiting for, like, if I'm waiting for a text or something, like, from somebody and I know that I'm waking up to that, I'll check. But usually I do, like, brush my teeth, wash my face, I do my prayers, my meditations, all that kind of stuff, and then I ask myself, like, are you ready to start your day? It's something that I learned years ago. I think in therapy, yeah. And so, was it in therapy? I don't know. But anyway, it's something that I learned years ago. And then I asked myself, like, are you ready to start your day? And only then do I get on my phone. Because then I'm like, I've centered myself and I feel like balanced for the day as much as I possibly can be. And then I'm just kind of like ready to take on whatever, you know? Back in the day, what I would do is I would immediately get on my phone. And then, has this ever happened to you? Just to kind of explain to you why I do this process. I know the light is going in and out. This is a horrible time of day to film because on the front porch, it is like really, really sunny. So, I mean, I'm not even in the shadows. It's just bright sunlight, so I can't film out there. And then the sun is coming through the window up there. So inside, I was like, maybe I should just do it in the bedroom today. And I was like, you know what? They don't care. So a lot of you will just say you just listen to it in the background anyway. But do you remember those days where... By the way, I just poured myself my first cup of iced coffee for the day. I'm using the Spring Tervis cups again. So, but do you ever have one of those days where you wake up and it's not even like horrible news, you know? It's just, I'm trying to think of an example in my head, but I can't really think of something, you know? And it's like you wake up to this text or a phone call or an email or something, and it just kind of like sets you, like you fell asleep and you were in a great mood, you woke up, you're like, and you're in a great mood, and then you grab your phone and you look at this email or this text or something and it just pisses you off, and then you're just set, right, for the day. And so, or you look at something on social media and something on social media sets you off, and I used to do that. And I don't anymore. So I always ask myself, well, I try to ask myself, I mean, there are some days, like I said, there were some days that, like, if I'm waiting for a text from somebody, like, let's say if I was talking to somebody the night before and, you know, I was like, make sure you check in with me in the morning or something, like, then sometimes I'll, like, grab the phone. But this is typically what I do. So I'll just, like, look at the phone, and if it's, like, nothing, I know people always laugh. I don't know why this is so funny to people that my screensaver is, like, the old school, what do you call it, the Earth screensaver. I'm lazy. You guys know that I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to change it, and I don't really care. It's not like I'm sitting there staring at my screensaver. You know? But ever since people have started noticing that about my phone screensaver, I started noticing what other people's screensavers were. When before, I never really noticed. Alex's, for a long time, was a beach scene. And then his turned into him on the beach. And now I think it's the dogs. I think it's a picture of the dogs. He's always had a screensaver ever since we've been together. I'll be honest with you, I would have to Google how to do that. I don't even know how to do that. I have no clue how to do that. But I do have to tell you something strange that happened last night. So when we were in Las Vegas, and I know when I say this and I set this off, I know that people are going to be like, oh, you should do this and you should do this and you should do that. So like last night, I was watching something on my iPad and I had my AirPods in. And I went to go look at my AirPods to see if it was like, it didn't sound like it was a noise cancellation. And so I went to, and I like looked at, like, to see it. And then I was like looking to see what devices like I had connected to my Find Me app or whatever. And the AirPods that got when my bag was stolen in Las Vegas are still hooked to like my Find Me. And what's so crazy is at that time, they were like in the same spot forever. And I looked last night and they're like, I haven't looked probably since like the week we got back. They're in like a residential area, like in this house. Like I even looked up the house and everything. I mean, it's like just in this residential neighborhood. They're just sitting there and I was like, I hope you're enjoying my AirPods. I hope that you are enjoying them. But it just was crazy to me. I was like, this is so, and I don't know, like, you know, if they've been like, you know, reset and sold. I have no idea. I was like kind of looking stuff up online last night. I was like, why do you care? So anyway, but I thought that that was kind of interesting. Just a little weird fact of mine. But anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh, so, you know, getting up, the only time I really ever check my phone first is if, like, I'm expecting, like, a call from somebody. Or, like, let's say if, like, the day before, somebody's like, we're going to try to get you in for an appointment or something like that. Then when I wake up, like, I'll set my alarm earlier, so then when I get up, I know, like, maybe they're going to try to get me in today. That's, like, really the only time I ever go to my phone first. I mean, obviously to turn off my alarm on my phone. But other than that, I always do, like, my prayers and meditations and stuff first. And listen to some, like, I will turn on my phone to listen to some, like, calming music and whatever, and then I kind of just, I do, like, a gratitude list in the morning, not a written one, I just kind of, like, do it in my head, just talk to my higher power for a little bit, and then I'll ask myself, like, in my head, like, are you ready to start your day? Sometimes I ask myself out loud, it's funny, but I'll say, like, are you ready to start your day? Some days I don't necessarily feel like I'm ready to start my day. Like, sometimes I feel like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You know, if the anxiety is lingering, it's not, you know, one of those days. But most days I'm, like, kind of ready to start my day. And what that translates for me is you're ready to deal with whatever is, like, you know, whatever emails you're going to get or, you know, whatever for the day. And so only then do I, like, really get on my phone. So it's kind of like this thing that I've done for a while. Wool. I always say wool. I don't know if that's an Indiana thing or a Peter Monn thing, but anyway. So today, when I finally got to my phone, we had a text message from our therapist. So we have couples counseling tonight. And he was like, is there any possibility you guys can move, our appointment's at 6. So he was like, is there any possibility you can move from 6 to 5? And it had just, like, he had just texted us, like, 15 minutes before. And so Alex texted me and he was like, hey, could you do 5 o'clock tonight? Because I could get off earlier and do 5 o'clock. It would actually work better for me. Then I could get home and relax and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I'd already called, like, no. When Alex texted me, he said, would that be fine? And I said, yeah, that would be fine. Well, then I immediately called Tanya. Tanya was waiting to get her haircut. She was at the salon. And so I said, hey, I know that I said I would be at your house at, like, 5 after 7 tonight, but our therapist is wanting to change our appointment time. Could you do, no. Wait a second. Okay. Gotta go back. Okay. So anyway, I had received a text message from Tanya before all this stuff. Okay, I'm getting this all out of order. I received this text message from Tanya, and okay, this was the order. Actually, well, it's going to be in different orders now when I look it up. Okay, so when I got up, I got the text from Tanya when I looked at my phone, and then it was our therapist, and then it was, like, Alex saying, like, can you do it? Tanya's text said that the pedicure, the last one that they were taking, was like, they weren't taking any past 7 o'clock. So the two places that she checked. And so she was like, we can go to dinner tonight, we can go to a movie, or we can go to a meeting, we can do whatever you want, but, like, pedicures are out. And so I was like, okay. So I read all that. And so then, like, we hadn't really decided what Tanya and I were going to do. So then I texted Alex and I said, this is so confusing, I know. But I said, yeah, I can do 5 o'clock, that's fine. But then in my head, I was like, well, I don't really have a lot of time to film. So if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to just film my vlog early and then not vlog when I come back. And then I'm going to, which incidentally worked out great, because I'll tell you in just a second. And then I was like, and then I'll have everything done by the time that I leave. And then today, I just won't film any videos except for my vlog. And it just is what it is. So anyway, which, in all honesty, like, today would probably be a great day for me to film a bunch of videos because I'm so peaceful and calm. But at the same time, it's also, like, it's a really good day just to kind of, like, be present, you know? So anyway, so then after that, we got all that worked out. I called Tanya, and Tanya was at her hair salon getting ready to go into her hair appointment. And I said, and she was, like, whispering, and I go, where are you? Because, like, when she whispers, I'll whisper. Like, if she's, like, sitting there, like, they're watching a movie or something, she'll whisper when, you know, she picks up the phone. I go, where are you? And she goes, I'm at the hair salon. And I go, what are you doing? And she, like, paused like that was the stupidest question in the world. She goes, I'm waiting to get my hair cut. I go, oh, okay. So anyway, I said, so she, like, stepped outside for a second. She's like, what's going on? And I said, so, I said, I know, like, that you said that they didn't have any appointments. I said, but how did this all work out? I texted her I don't even remember now. I'm like so confused about it, how it all worked down. But anyway, so Tanya and I at that point were like, okay, what do you want to do? She was like, it's your night out. You get to get out of the house. What do you want to do? She's like, do you want to go to a meeting? Blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, I don't care. And I said, but if there's pedicure appointments, and she goes, well, like I said, the last one I said they take is at 7 o'clock. And I said, okay, but like I'm going to be done earlier now. And she's like, oh, well, I can go and check. She's like, well, do you want to do that before we go to the meeting? Because we were talking about the meeting. And I said, I don't care if we go to a meeting tonight. I said, we can go to a meeting. She's like, well, it's up to you. She's like, because you're the one getting out of the house. And I said, she's like, would you rather go to dinner and go to do the pedicure, go to a meeting, do the pedicure, if we can get one in? She's like, I don't know that at the last minute I'm going to be able to get this appointment. So would you rather, you're still going to be coming over early, would you like to do dinner, go to a meeting? I said, I don't care. We can do whatever. She started laughing. She's like, well, you decide. And I said, okay. She's like, well, do you want to do a different meeting? Because we talked about maybe doing a different meeting tonight. And so I was like, okay, well, whatever. I said, just see if you can get some pedicure appointments. So then I was like, okay, I am going to, like, get ready and start doing the vlog and all this kind of stuff. And, so I was like, oh, I went downstairs and I got this t-shirt out of the basement because I had this gray t-shirt that I was wearing around the house for, like, the last 24 hours, like, in between filming videos and stuff. And so I was like, okay, I gotta have a presentable shirt. So I went down to the basement, and then I came upstairs, and I went outside to go get the mail and also check on the, somebody's eating good out there with those corn on the cobs, to check on the corn on the cob. And so, it's so beautiful outside. Well, first of all, let's look at the temperature. Because they're saying on those, like, max velocity channels, those weather channels and stuff, those max velocity channels, they're saying on the weather channels that we have a big blizzard coming our way. But it's currently 72 degrees in Indianapolis. So I don't think a big blizzard is going to happen. But I do think in the next couple days it's supposed to drop, like, temperature-wise. So, oh my god, these glasses are so dirty. Hold on a second. I don't have my glass cleaner thing over here. Do I have one on the table? I don't. I usually have one on the table. When in doubt, you use your t-shirt to clean off your glasses. Which is probably why they're so scratched. Okay. So, the temperature, it's not much better. These are so scratched up. I'm not using my new ones yet that I got. Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be 73 for a high today. Tomorrow it's 66. Thursday, 42. Showers in the morning, then cloudy in the afternoon. Doesn't say anything about snow. Friday, 56. Saturday, 52. When's this blizzard coming? Saturday, or Sunday, 52. Periods of rain later in the day. Next week, 60s and 70s, a lot of rain. Yeah, up till the 1st. 64 on the 64 on the 31st with rain showers. 65 on the 30th, rain showers. 70 on the 29th, rain showers. 55 on the 1st, sunny and rain showers. So I don't see any blizzards, but maybe it could change overnight. You never know. So anyway, oh, when I walked outside, I had all these packages on the door. And, well, I had 2 packages in the mailbox and I had 2 packages on the front door. My books came. And I'm so excited because I get to start some new books tonight. So I'm real excited about that. And so I was like, oh, well, this is perfect now because, you know, since I'm doing all this earlier, then I'll just vlog. And then when I come home tonight, what is going on with my computer? When I come home tonight, I can read and relax and take a nap and watch shows. And so I'm real excited about that. So anyway, something about outside that I was going to tell you. Oh, no, when I came back from inside, Tanya had texted me, and I don't even know the last time that we got a pedicure. And Tanya texted me, and she said, oh, I guess, okay, so she's, she said 2 petties at 6:30, and I said, OMG, yay, just like old times. So I don't know what we're doing after that. I don't know if we are going to a meeting. I don't know if we're going to get pedicures and go to dinner. I don't know if we're going to, I don't know what we're going to do. We may just make it an early night. Tanya does not love to drive at night, so I think I'll just be like, hey, since we're starting earlier, let's just end earlier. And then that way you don't have to like come home, unless we go to the meeting, and then that'll be over at 9 o'clock. But I'm gonna kind of leave it up to her. We talked about doing a different meeting. There's a new meeting that had started on Tuesday nights on the north side. And then there's we have our home group meeting, and then there's another meeting by our home group meeting that we sometimes go to. So I was like, if you want to go to a different meeting tonight, we can try a different meeting. And so she was like, yeah, we could. We'll see. So anyway, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. So it's kind of exciting. And then Caroline texted me. And she said, so it was like all this planning today. All this exciting planning. And then Caroline texted me. And she said, are you good for tomorrow? I said, yep. What time? She said 12:15. I said, perfect. So she's going to come and pick me up at 12:15 tomorrow. We're going to run around. I don't have tons of errands to do tomorrow. So, and so I don't really know what we're going to, I mean, Caroline always has errands, so I don't have tons of errands tomorrow. I don't think. She always wants to go to Costco. I don't really have anything at Costco to get. I asked Tanya, I said, do you need to go to the grocery store or something like that? We could just like run around like the old days. She's like, no, not really. She asked me, she goes, do you want to go to the fashion mall? And I was like, the fashion mall like has all like the nice stores. And I was like, she goes, well, we don't have to. I said, the problem is if I go there, I'll end up buying something that I don't need, and I don't really need to do that right now. So she was like, okay. She started laughing. So that was when we were talking on the phone when she was at the hair salon whispering to me. But anyway, so I'm kind of excited about tonight because I'll have my vlog done, and it'll be uploading, and so when I get home, I'll post it, and then I get to read these new books. We have couples counseling tonight, and which I'm always excited about couples counseling because we always learn stuff in there. And then I get to hang out with Tanya Jean tonight, so it's gonna be like the perfect night. And then tomorrow I get to see Caroline. It's gonna be such a great night and such a great 24 hours. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, it'll be good. I don't really know what we're gonna do tonight, except for pedicures. So my feet will look good, and I get to have the back rub in the chair. I love the chair. Well, I wonder which one she booked it at because one of them has really good chairs. Tanya goes back and forth. We've gone to like the same pedicure place literally probably since I met her. I mean, it's changed names like 4 times, but it's been like the same pedicure place and we love it. But Tanya said sometimes she can't get in there, so she didn't tell me where she booked it, so I don't know where she booked it. So we might be going to this other place, and the other place, their chairs are not as comfortable. But I don't really care. You still get to go. I love the machine and all that kind of stuff. I can remember like getting my very first pedicure and being so scared about it. Like I was so scared about it. And yeah, that was, I can remember because in there they did like eyebrows and stuff like that. And Tanya was like, get your eyebrows, whatever, waxed. And I was like, no. I think she was getting hers done. And I was like, no, Tanya. And she was like, have I shared this story before? This is so stupid. Because it was right before I was getting passport pictures taken. And so Tanya goes, I was super, super, no. That wouldn't have been the first time that I got my pedicure done. I don't know when that would have been. Because when I met Tanya and started going to meetings with her and hanging out with her, I wasn't super heavy then. So it would have been a couple years after that when I gained a lot of weight. Anyway, I was getting passport pictures taken like the next day, and she was like, she's like, no, it'll look so nice. Get your eyebrows waxed and all this kind of stuff. I was like, no, I don't want to. And she was like, come on. I was like, no, Tanya. And so she was like, I'm gonna do it. She's like, I'll pay for you to do it. I was like, okay. I mean, she was like, you need to try it just once. She's like, it'll look so nice. I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I actually, like, on men, I like really bushy eyebrows. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I did it. I have the picture here somewhere because where is that picture? It's so funny. So anyway, I mean, I was probably, at that time, it's probably one of the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. And she waxed these eyebrows down to such a thin line. I mean, I looked at Tanya and I go, I look like a potato with eyebrows drawn on. And she just started laughing. I mean, it was ridiculous. She even knew it was. I looked so ridiculous. And I was like, I will never do this again. I will never, ever do this again. So anyway, but yeah, Tanya and I used to go get pedicures like every 3 weeks or something like that together. We always would. And on my days off, we get a fountain pop and we run over there and stuff like that. So it'll be fun tonight. I'm excited. And after that, I have no idea what we're going to do. May go to a meeting, may go to dinner. I'm not super hungry. You know, being on this weight loss journey is kind of hard for me. I'm still learning how to, like, go out places and, like, eat. And we don't, like, I was thinking about this the other night. Like, other than, like, pat a shoot on Sundays, I don't really go out to eat a whole lot. You know, like, Caroline and I used to go to pat a shoot for brunches, too, and we don't anymore as much. And so I have a hard time going out to, especially if it's a restaurant that, like, just like somebody's like, oh, let's go here. I don't really know what's on the menu and stuff like that. It's kind of hard for me. And that's really one of the places, and I've become very aware of this, is that my food addiction kicks in, is at restaurants. And I just like, my head goes, just cheat tonight and just do whatever you want to do. That's where my head goes, instead of like, okay, make wise choices. Restaurants are hard for me. Pat a shoe, I know what I'm going to get when I go in there. Well, I know like one of like 2 or 3 things. And I also know, like, you know, what I allow myself to have there and stuff like that. So, pat a shoe is actually not too hard for me because I do know that. But I was thinking about this the other night. Like, Alex and I used to go out to dinner all the time. I mean, all the time we would go to dinner. And, you know, he would call me. He'd be like, I'm on my way home. I'm going to pick you up. Let's go to dinner. I mean, when we first started dating, we were going, I mean, we save a lot of money, obviously. But we were going out to dinner easily 4 to 5 nights a week. And, I mean, yeah, we're saving a lot of dinner because, or saving a lot of money with that, because every dinner was, that was when we first started dating. And then I can remember when we were like working on the debt and getting the debt paid off and stuff like that, we would do a date night. I've talked about this so many times. And our date night would be the 2 for $20 at Applebee's. And then we would, like, on a weekend, instead of, like, going to the movies, we would go buy, like, 2 movies at the store, and we would get, like, popcorn and treats and all this kind of stuff. And then we would, like, come home. And I was saying that to Alex the other night, because one of the movies that we watched is the very first time that I ever saw Alex cry. And it's the movie, I think it's called At the Zoo. We bought a zoo, something like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? We bought a zoo, and let's see what year it came out. And I remember, it came out in 2011. Well, that wouldn't have been the very first time that I saw Alex cry, but I remember him getting really upset about it. Release date. Because that was the year that we got married. Yeah, no, that would have been after that. But I remember specifically watching that movie, and it must have been warm when, I know it would have been the following year that it would have come out on, like, DVD or something that we bought it, right? So it would have been 2012. Well, that would have been after we were married, so I'd already seen him cry at our wedding. But anyway, but I remember him getting real emotional in that movie. Maybe that's not the movie that I'm thinking of then. I remember him, like, some movie we were watching. But this movie specifically, I remember, it was real warm when we watched it. Look, let's look at the DVD release date. Do they even have that on here, do you think? DVD release date. Let's see when that came out. April 3rd, 2012. So it would have been that spring sometime. And I remember we bought it, and it had just come out, and I really wanted to see it really bad. And we had the windows open upstairs. We had all of our treats and stuff. And I'll never forget, it was like Boo, Tucker, and Pee-Pee were laying, like, in a row at the very end. And we, like, were watching this movie, and the wind was coming through the bedroom. It's, like, one of my favorite memories of us as a family. And I remember at the end of it, like, Alex got, like, real emotional in the movie. But obviously that's not the first time that I saw him cry, since I have pictures of him 6 months before at our wedding, or longer than that, at our wedding crying. It's one of my favorite pictures of him. If you guys have ever seen this picture, it's when he's like walking down the aisle. Well, anyway, I'm sure you guys have seen it before. It's one of like my favorite. I've posted on like every anniversary Instagram of mine. It's like one of my favorite pictures of him when he's like coming down at the aisle looking at me. He has like one tear coming down. Oh, I love that picture so much. But anyway, so yeah. How did I get talking about that? Tanya? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's tonight, and that's tomorrow. And then tomorrow, since Caroline's picking me up early, I'll probably be back. I have packages to open. I think they are nature-related things, candle-related things, clothing-related things. So I will be doing a haul video over my Peter Does Stuff channel tomorrow. And then I have a review to do. So hopefully I can get a lot filmed in the afternoon. And then a drama video tomorrow. I'd like to do a booktube video, a TV video. So we'll do all that. I want to light this candle. And I have no idea how old this candle is. I think somebody sent me this candle. I think it's like, a candle that like somebody made or something, or somebody sent me. I do not know. I want to look and see if this even exists anymore. See how, maybe, hold on a second before I, because it looks like an Etsy shop. Yeah, it's not even pulling up. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. The camera stopped while I was in the middle of typing and I saw it. I like caught it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, you're trying to trick me with that, aren't you? Okay, so this does not exist anymore. I don't know how, maybe I shouldn't burn it. I don't know how old this is. Doesn't have like, well anyway, it smells good. We'll just do the cold throw. The brand is called Gypsy Soul Leather and Wax.com. You know what, I'm just gonna put it in here without the com and let's see what comes up. See if it's like an Etsy shop. Oh, here she is. There's an article written about her. Oh my god, she's holding one of the candles. This is from 2019. I don't think the candle is probably that old, but does it have her website on here? Startup Corner says her name, Gypsy Soul Leather and Wax. Why doesn't it have the website listed on here? I don't know, but I can't find it anywhere on here. Is this it? It's an Instagram. Gypsy Soul Pours. Oh, that is her. It is her. Oh, there it goes. Okay, when's the last time she posted? 2024. She's probably watching this vlog right now being like, my candles are still out there. They're still good. Here's images. Maybe she just changed the name to just Gypsy Soul. Here it is. Okay, Gypsy Soul. Product details. Aroma. Oh, can you shop? Shop. So now it's called Gypsy Pour Souls. Oh yeah, she's got these candles. Okay, gotcha. She doesn't have this candle. So this is called Frothy Coffee, Natural Soy Wax, Clean Burn, and rich hints of fresh ground coffee topped with milky caramel, vanilla bean with soft hues of banana. That's kind of different for me, don't you think? It sounds good, doesn't it? Okay, let's try the, it says on here, 9 ounces, 255 grams, approximate burn time 58 hours. Wow. Room size suggestion, open kitchen and living area. Okay, let's try the cold throw in this. Okay, this is gonna sound so strange, but this reminds me of breakfasts growing up, like mornings growing up. Okay, because it smells like fresh brewed coffee, like in a coffee pot, but then like a banana that somebody just cut. It's like exactly like right down the middle. And that's what my mom had for breakfast, like all the time, either an orange or a banana. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, I'm burning it. I don't really think it's that old, I don't know. But we're gonna burn it anyway. So this is one of the candles that I found in the garage. I have that song just going on repeat in my head. Has that ever happened to you? Ooh. Do you ever like light a candle? So like if you burn candles, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you can tell like right away, like if the wick, like sometimes you have to like hold like a lighter like over a wick like this forever for it to burn. I can't stand that. But when it lights right away and it kind of goes, I feel like it's very, like it's a spiritual, like it's a spiritual burning candle. Anyway, the burn on this is really nice actually. I do care about that. By the way, the Glassworks Australian candle. So one of my candles I went through last night over there on the table. That candle smells so fantastically. I had it over there with the glass jar lid on top of it, and I was gonna make it like my vlogging candle for a while. But it was just sitting over there, and one of my bigger candles like went away. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move that candle. So I moved it to the table next to me so I could smell it while I'm watching my shows and reading and stuff like that. So I moved it over there. Okay, it smelled up our entire house. It smells so fantastic. I kept on like kind of turning to my right, and I was like, because you know I burn a lot of candles in the kitchen late at night. And some of them are strong and some of them are real weak, to tell you the truth. And like over a long period of time. And I was like, and I also do like wax melts in there. And so I was like, what is, I was like, I kept on turning to my right. And I was like, what is that smell? And then I would like, oh, I would be like reminded of the candle. And I love that it's 2 wicks. Do you guys have any favorite 2 wick candles? Let me know. But anyway, okay. So speaking of last night, what did I do? I don't remember. I'm like, what did you do, Peter? Okay. What time did I get done vlogging last night? So I walked last night when I was like rendering and uploading the vlog. Oh, I vlogged late last night. That's what I did. Alex went upstairs and I vlogged late last night. So while the vlog was like rendering, or while it was uploading, I don't even remember. But anyway, I took a walk, and it was a shorter walk. I wanted to take a longer walk last night, but I took a shorter walk, and I actually just listened to music last night. It was really nice. So I took a walk last night, and then I came home, and I took a shower and put on comfy pajamas. And then Alex, when I came out, he was like, are we still watching like White Lotus? And I was like, yeah, let's go downstairs right now and watch it. So we went downstairs and we watched White Lotus. No, first we watched Atlanta. We watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This season of Atlanta is so good. But it's interesting because, like, if you know anything about it, Kenya Moore, did she get fired or did she got, like, put on suspension or something? Because it comes out in the show. They're going to address it in the show. She did, like, some kind of, like, revenge porn kind of thing on one of the other girls. I think it's one of the new girls. It's Kelly or Britt. I can't remember which one. So, you know, it's interesting because they did this like whole spotlight last night on one of the new housewives, Angie Oakley, that's married to the basketball star Charles Oakley. And they show her like in the kitchen. She said she's going to be almost 60 or almost 50. I would have sworn she said that she was going to be almost 60. I want to look and see. Not that the first thing it pulls up is Angie Oakley age. Is that her? That can't be her. I think she said she's going to be almost 16 or 60 is what she said. But anyway, she said I'm almost 60. Oh God, this candle is, the burn on this is, the hot throw, I'm trying to use all the terms, it's really good. It's definitely more coffee than banana. That is really nice. So we're watching it last night. So there's a scene when they're in the kitchen. If you watch Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about. And she's got her older daughter in there, and like Charles is cooking and stuff like that. And she really doesn't have, she has makeup on, but she doesn't have a lot of makeup on. And then they flash to all these pictures of her like in glam makeup and stuff like that. She is such a beautiful woman. Like the women on Atlanta this season are like so beautiful. But what's interesting to me is when they show them with like very little makeup or not really done up that well, you really truly see, I mean, she is beautiful. And then she does all this makeup and it almost is like she doesn't really look like herself a lot. I was kind of like, they show her in the kitchen, she's kind of got her hair back a little bit and she's got very light makeup on. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's like, this one part they say something like the flash to it during that scene and she says, well, I'm almost 60 or something. I was like, she's almost 60? Like, she looks fantastic. But then they show all these like glammed up pictures of her. And I was like, anyway, all the women on Atlanta like have like, you know, are all completely glammed up all the time. But we watched that last night. Oh, Kenya Moore. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens because, I'm going to look this up. You know, Kenya Moore has been on the show forever. Kenya Moore's exit from The Real Housewives of Atlanta in June 2024 after 11 seasons followed a suspension and investigation into an incident involving sexually explicit images of newcomer Brittany Edie, who goes by Britt on the show, which Moore reportedly displayed at her hair spa's grand opening. The incident, Moore reportedly displayed these images of Edie at the grand opening of Kenya Moore Hair Spa. Kenya can be tacky. After the investigation, Moore was not invited back to the show for the following season, marking her exit from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Moore has expressed taking full responsibility for her actions and apologized for the incident, stating she felt threatened and was protecting herself and her child. What? We'll see how it plays out on the show. Bravo stated that they take all allegations. It'll be interesting because the same thing happened to Phaedra, and now Phaedra's, but I mean, it was like Phaedra made serious allegations, and now she's back. She comes back halfway through the season. So, and she was on Traitors, and she was on Ultimate Girls Trip, and she was on Married to Medicine. So she was on 2 other Bravo shows before she came back to Atlanta. So it'll be interesting to see. I've said this before, like if Kandi were still in Atlanta, Phaedra would never come back. I don't think Kandi would allow it. Phaedra's never really made a full apology about it, I don't think. But anyway, I was like, almost like, I wanted to look and see, has Phaedra ever apologized to Kandi? I don't think she's ever, like, has Phaedra ever addressed, has ever apologized to Kenya Moore, to Kandi Burruss? Portia apologizes to Kandi and Phaedra, eventually does so as well, although her apology isn't as sincere. Oh, that's, okay, well this is like when it happened. So they're talking about on the reunion. They're talking about what Phaedra did to Kandi. There's whole like articles written all about this. Kandi Burruss says Phaedra Parks has not apologized. That's in 2017. Phaedra Parks is in 2020. I mean, there's nothing really new on it. I bet they'll bring it up this season. I think Cynthia says she brought it up. But anyway, so we'll see what happens. I mean, Kenya has been on it for so long. It really surprises me. Like, in all honesty, when the allegations came out and they started talking about it, I was like, Kenya's not that stupid. Like, Kenya, like, her main thing is the Housewives. For her to, like, throw it away. I mean, she's done petty shit like this before. I'll be honest with you. Kenya has never really been one of my favorites. Tanya's always loved Kenya. Alex loves Kenya. So, my favorites on any housewife are always the opposite of my husband and my best friend, always. Like, they like the ones I don't like. And so, like, you don't talk about heated conversations. But anyway, like, Tanya and I can get some real heated conversations about the housewives. But, the thing about Kenya is that Kenya's really smart. It surprises me that she did this and thought she was going to get away with it. I think it's a little bit of arrogance and entitlement that she thinks she's such like an OG on the Housewives. The camera just went off outside. So it surprises me that oh, it's a package. I wonder what package it is. I can't really tell. It surprises me that she did something so stupid. You know what I mean? Not stupid. I mean, horrible that it led to all this. So, well, I want to see how it plays out because right now Kenya is still on the show, but the way they're treating Kenya on the show, she's not like on the poster or anything. The way they're treating Kenya on the show is almost kind of like in the old days. Like now, the friends of the show are kind of, a lot of the friends of the show are almost kind of housewives. Like they have as much as like the housewives do. But Kenya's just always kind of like in the background. Like I think they tried to edit her out as much as possible this season. You know, they've done it on other seasons where they've had to like edit somebody completely out of the show. They did it on New York. Who did they edit out of New York? I think it was this last season. Who did they edit out of Real Housewives of New York? It was like this season, I think. Yeah, and the Real Housewives of New York season 14 reboot, Lizzie Savetsky was edited out of the show after, yeah, so she was edited out, and they talked about it. Like, there were articles that came out and said, like, there's whole scenes where she was present, and they just, like, edited her out. Like, any conversations with her, they just, like, edited it out. I thought that's what they would do with Kenya this season, but they have Kenya there. Like, in all the scenes, she's sitting there. She actually, this episode from Sunday night, she went out to lunch with Portia. I mean, this candle smells so good, you guys. It's like a really smooth coffee smell. It is so fantastic. But, like, she had a scene in the show, just her and Portia talking. So, I don't know. I will say the one thing that's interesting to me is that Kenya previous seasons. I mean, she was a little bit the first episode talking about Britt's ring and stuff like that. So that's probably how it all starts with her and Britt, because she made some comment about her ring, her engagement ring. Or she said, you don't have another ring, like a wedding band. But she seems kind of like a played down version of Kenya. Kenya's kind of usually like in your face. It's kind of interesting to me. So we watch that, and then we watch White Lotus last night. I love White Lotus this season. Okay, I feel like Alex thinks it's slow. He likes it, but he thinks it's slow. Tanya's like, I couldn't even get through the episode. She's like, nothing happened. I was talking to somebody else. A couple people DM'd me on my Peter Watches TV Instagram and were like, White Lotus is so slow. Because I put up that we were watching it last night. Or that we watched it. And they were like, it's so slow. The thing about White Lotus, I'm loving this season. I absolutely love this season of White Lotus. I've loved every season, but every season is completely different. I actually think the first season that takes place in Maui is like the saddest. I think it's the saddest season. The second season is just kind of thriller, ridiculousness. It was like Jennifer Coolidge at her height. And then this season is kind of like a reset season, it seems like to me. I mean, Parker Posey is getting so much attention right now, as she should. Parker Posey is one of my favorite actresses of life. It was funny because one of my friends from back in the day posted on Facebook and said to all the people out there that are just being introduced to Parker Posey through White Lotus, go look at Party Girl and what was the other movie that he posted on there? I can't remember. It was some other part. A House of Yes. And he put, haha, hello, because she says that all through Party Girl, like when she goes in. Party Girl is so hilarious. It's about this girl that's a librarian, but she just really wants to go to these parties and clubbing and stuff like that. And she has this crush on this guy that runs this baba ganoush, like, cart. And so she goes there every day to get, like, baba ganoush. Anyway, but that one is so great. What year did that come out? Because I so related to that from my going out days. What year did Party... She's about my age, I think. Party Girl came out in 1995. So yeah, it would have been the year after I got sober. And then House of Yes is with Tori Spelling. And it's about this guy that brings his girlfriend / fiance, I think. I don't even remember. I don't love House of Yes as much as Party Girl. Party Girl I've probably seen 10 times. It's been a long time, but back in the day. House of Yes is bizarre. It's about... What year did that come out? House of Yes. It's with Tori Spelling. I don't know who the guy is in it, but the guy is Parker Posey's brother. And he brings her home, and... they're saying it's a nightclub in Brooklyn. But anyway, he brings her home, and Parker Posey is, like, in love with her brother or something. It's real bizarre. And it's, like, kind of like, they have, like, this, she dresses like Jackie Kennedy at one point in it, I remember. And she's kind of like this Jackie Kennedy relationship with her brother. It's real weird. Anyway, and she says, at one point, she looks at Tori Spelling, and she says, do you have a brush? I don't know why. My friends and I used to quote this line all the time. She goes, do you have a brush like, for my hair? And she's like, I don't. And Tori's, like, trying to do anything she possibly can to, like appease her, to, like, make her happy. And she's like, I have a comb. And she goes, a comb? I didn't ask for a comb. I asked for a brush to brush my hair with. We used to say that to each other all the time. What year did that movie come out? Later than that. 1997. Yeah, on the front of it, she's dressed like... The House of Yes is a 1997 American dark comedy film adapted from the play of the same name by Wendy MacLeod. Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr. is in it. That's who's in it. Yeah, Tori Spelling, Josh Hamilton. Rachel, I didn't remember Rachel Lee Cook being in that. Parker Posey. I watched this interview with her, and she said she was from somewhere in Louisiana. Parker Posey. I have loved her forever, especially when she was in the Christopher Guest movies. How old is she? She's 56. She's older than me. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's look at the movies she's been... Oh, Scream! How could I forget when she follows Courtney Cox around? Oh my god. Some of these movies I've never seen with hers before. Oh, Dazed and Confused. She's like the popular girl in Dazed and Confused. She's fantastic. Best in Show. Lost in Space, I've never seen. Party Girl. Dazed and Confused. Thelma. I don't know what Thelma is. What's that? Have I seen it? Do I just not remember that I've seen it? Thelma, inspired by real-life experiences of director Josh Marjolin's own grandmother, Thelma puts a clever spin on movies like Mission Impossible. Never seen it. Okay. Should I see it? Has anybody watched Thelma? It came out in 2024. Never seen it. Okay. Lost in Space. Scream. I didn't say Scream. 3. White Lotus. Oh, Waiting for Guffman. Such a great movie. Let's look at all these movies she's been in. I don't even remember that she was in some of these movies. For Your Consideration, not the best Christopher Guest movie. What other movies of hers that I love? The Sweetest Thing. I remember that movie, but I don't. Suburbia. Oh my god, I forgot she was in that. That was one of the movies for Peter's movie club last year. A Mighty Wind. That's about a folk band. That's a Christopher Guest movie. What other movies was she in that I loved? She was in The Doom Generation. I don't remember her in that movie. That movie was so bizarre, though. She was in Basquiat. I don't remember. Some of these movies, God, it's been like forever since I've seen these movies. I don't even remember some of these movies. Anyway. So White Lotus, here's my thing about White Lotus, okay? That I think that the pacing of it, to me, I'm loving. It's very slow. What time is it? It's because I got to start getting ready here not too long. It's very slow. I think it's beautifully done. It's shot beautifully. But the thing about White Lotus is that White Lotus is it's a character study. It's really not, like, okay, every episode opens with, like, something happening at the end. And so, like, this one, it opens with, like, all these gunshots going off. And so you don't know, like, who's shooting the gun, what's happened. And then the whole show is, like, a build-up to the moment where you know that that's going to happen. But you don't know who is going to do it, what's going to happen. Because at all these different groups of people have these kind of, like, this candle, you guys, is unbelievable. I mean, it is so good. This candle is so good. These people have all of these kind of, like, chaotic things happening. So this season, it's like, I don't want to give too much away in case you guys are going to watch it, but it's this family from the South, and the dad is, like, I think he's in finance, and he's, like, super wealthy. They're from Durham, North Carolina. And the oldest son works for him. The youngest son is, like, a senior in high school. The daughter's in college, and they come there because she wants to maybe, like, she's doing her thesis on, like, Buddhist monks. And so that's why they come to Thailand. Parker Posey plays the mother. So there's that family. But then, like, this huge thing happens. And that causes, like, chaos within the family. Then there's this man and this woman. It's actually the guy, you know what, I need to look up the cast as I'm talking about this. It's actually the guy that was in that movie Fallout Shelter or whatever, White Lotus 3 cast. He's really good in this. His scene from this week was, like, unbelievable. Why don't they just show the whole cast? Like, here it is. Here's his name. Here, they're showing a picture of him. I don't, White Lotus cast 3, then versus now. What does that mean? Okay, so the Parker Posey's husband is played by Jason Isaacs. And then, oh, it's showing them in other things they were in. And then their son is Patrick Schwarzenegger, which is interesting because in this movie, he is, like, very entitled and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I kept on watching it. I was like, how do I know him? And I was like, I don't know how I know him. And then it was like, I looked him up one night and he was in The Staircase. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son and Maria Shriver's son. He plays a completely different role. He plays one of the kids in The Staircase, based on the true crime documentary. He played, like, Toni Collette's son. He plays a completely different role in that movie. I mean, he's fantastic. And you can tell the acting range between the two movies. By the way, he and his dad both have, so White Lotus always has a lot of nudity in it. There's full frontal male nudity in all of their things. So, and then showing other movies he was in. Parker Posey plays his mom. I wish it would just, like, okay, this is too much. I can't, it's showing everything that these people were in before. The White Lotus 3 character guy. This is from Variety. This will help us more, maybe. I don't know why they don't just have it listed. Okay. So then there's Belinda. Now, Belinda she was in charge of the spa in Maui in season 1, and she's now back in season 2. But what you need to know about her is that in season 1, if you've never watched White Lotus, I'm going to do my best to not ruin it. She had a friendship with Jennifer Coolidge's character in season 1. that now it's playing out in season 3. So she's in Thailand because they're all White Lotuses. So it's all like within this like the 4 seasons. So she's there learning like techniques that they do so she can take them back to her spa at the White Lotus in Maui. I love her so much in this show. The dad, okay, Parker Posey, the son, and there's, okay, then the daughter, Piper, then the other son, Lachlan Ratcliffe, played by Sam Nivola. What else has he been in? I don't really know anything else that he's been in. He looks familiar to me, though. Nikki just texted me. She's looking at something and laughing. She said. And then Jacqueline Lemon, played by Michelle Monaghan. Okay, so her, it'll have all their names listed right here in a row. Her and her, Carrie Coon and Amy Lee Wood. No, not Amy Lee Wood. Her, Carrie Coon, and Leslie Bibb, who I love, was in the show Popular. They are all 3 friends that have been friends since, like, they were, like, growing up. And they're, like, my age now. And I think they're supposed to be a little bit younger than me. But anyway, and so the Jacqueline character is like a TV star. And then the other friend, played by Leslie Bibb, is like married and very involved in her church and very conservative now. And the other friend is the one, like you can tell those girls were always the ones that like got the guys and the other one's not. And she's like going through a horrible divorce. She's paying like alimony or palimony to her husband. And she's an attorney and all this kind of stuff. So it's this friend conflict. 2 of them are always talking about the other one. And so that's kind of building up. Belinda's son is also coming to visit her. And that one really heated up. Then there's Chelsea, that is played by Amy Lee Wood. I don't know what else she's been in. I need to look this up. I love her. She is so good. And Rick Hatchett, who's played by Walter Goggins. Now, he's the guy that was in Fallout. And he is so good. And so he's there kind of to like have this revenge situation happen. I want to look her up in just a second. And then there's Chloe, that's played by Charlotte LeBon, and she is the girlfriend to John Grice, this Greg character that goes by Gary, that was actually Jennifer Coolidge's husband. That's how they tie all this in together. And then there's Mook, who works at the hotel, and then this guy named Gaytok that is in like love with her, and he's real sweet, and very innocent, but like the other guys kind of like make fun of him and stuff like that. Is that who else is in there? Who else is in there? Then the woman that owns the hotel, the guy that runs the hotel, they're kind of boring. The guy that's like working with Belinda, he's okay. He was in this week's episode. Oh, then there's this guy that like works at the spa. That's a 3. There's all this stuff, crazy stuff going on. Who is the woman that I wanted to look up? Chelsea something. So when you watch White Lotus, what you have to realize is it's really a character study about these people. I love stuff like that. I love, like I've said for years, like if you can get me on the characters in a book, you can sell me on a book. I don't really care what the book is about. Like if I am invested in the characters, I will read whatever book or watch whatever TV show or movie. I just have to be sold on the characters. And so the characters are like, it's crazy because like Parker Posey's character, this like wife that she plays, a southern wife that's like goes to the country club, you know, and like looks down on everybody. Like, I feel like I've known quite a few women like that in my life, like when I was growing up. Like, Caroline and I were talking about that. It's like, my Aunt Kathy knew quite a few women like that, you know? So like, that's not a stretch. Like her and her husband are not a stretch of people that like I knew growing up. Which is kind of a sad statement, but like my aunt was not like that. But you know, my aunt was president of Junior League. She knew a lot of women like that just kind of like, what? Like out of sight, out of mind, weren't really concerned with anything else that was going on in the world except for what was going on in their home. And what my mom would call back in the day, family Christmas pictures, where it's like everybody's sitting in matching pictures and the card says like, you know, Susie got into Smith, and she's going to be, you know, a Delta Chi, and John got into Wharton School of Business, and we're so proud of him. It's like not one problem in the family. Like, that's who they are until they have, like, massive problems in the family. So that's interesting to me. The 3 girlfriends are, it's like, it's crazy because it's like when you like grow up with a group of people. I don't really like, I thought that I would have that with some of my friends. I mean, I have friends that I still stay in touch with. I want to look at, but we're not as close as we used to be. Chelsea, Amy Lee Wood, I want to see who this is because I love her so much. She is so good on the show. And Alex is like, do you not know her from other things? Here she is. What else has she been in? Let's look up her Wikipedia. Where am I at on time? I've got about a minute left. Okay. She was in stage roles of Mary Stuart, People, Places, and Things. She made her screen debut on the Netflix series Sex Education, which won her a British Academy Television Award. Had roles in The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne, Living. Did I watch that? Daddy Issues, Uncle Vanya, and Cabaret in 2023. She's since started in the 3rd season. I feel like I saw her in something else, though. I don't know what I know her from. She's gorgeous, and I love her. So anyway, but we watched that last night, and then after that, Alex was like, I'm going to watch an episode of Suits, and then I'm going to go upstairs, and I am going to, go to bed. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to lay. The camera stopped. I cannot believe like I'm at an hour already. I can't talk much longer because I've got to start getting ready to get the Uber at 4:15. So, I fell asleep. I lay down, took a nap, and I fell asleep like that. I got up. I slept late last night. I slept until like, I think it was like 1 o'clock. I slept until I like woke up, and I was like, should I just sleep through the night? I was like, no, get up. You want to watch TV shows and all this kind of stuff. So, because I had to catch up on TV shows. But that was when I got all my stuff sitting down here. And then I was like, a couple people had commented about like squirrel feeders and bird feeders and stuff like that. I was like, I want to look into this. I want to look into this so I can prepare myself for like what the cost is going to be and what I want to get and all this kind of stuff. So I started looking into it, and I sat in that chair, and I swear I probably spent like, at some point I came over here and I was looking something up, and then I went back over there. It was probably like, honestly, like an hour in total that I was sitting here like looking on. This is after I lit all the candles and did all this. So then I watched Murder on the Friday Night Lights. I don't know if it was, you know what, I tried to Google it last night, how many episodes it was going to be. It was the 8th episode, Murder Under the Friday Night Lights. I want to see if it, Lights, season 4 finale. I want to see if last night was it, because I kind of feel like it was. See, it doesn't say anywhere if it's like if it's done, what happens, and it doesn't say anything. Like if there's going to be more, if there's not going to be more. So does anybody know that? Please let me know in the comment section below, because it was the 8th episode. It was very sad. It was about this guy that had played football, and he was a coach for a football team, and then he got murdered. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't watched it, but it was about his murder. And the murder was pretty intricate. I was kind of surprised. I mean, it was like this like setup that these people were doing. So I watched that, and then when I got done, it was like late, and I was like, okay. Oh, so many people were telling me, is it called Broken Girls on Peacock? People were telling me to watch the show. Is it with Sydney Sweeney? I think it's with Sydney Sweeney. So I was going to start that last night, but I still have Elsbeth, Matlock, and Found to watch. And I was like, okay, I can either watch one of those or I can watch Ghost. So I watched Ghost last night. I did. I love it so much. So I watched Ghost last night. I watched, I think, 2 episodes. And then I like blew all the candles out and got ready for bed. I went to bed and I fell asleep real quick. I don't know what it is and I'm falling asleep so quickly. When Alex got up to start getting ready, I was like almost asleep. And he came over and he kissed me then, and he said, I'm going to kiss you now because I know you'll be asleep by the time I leave. Which is so crazy. I remember him saying that. Which is so crazy because I like fall asleep that quick now, and I didn't used to, you know? And I don't even remember him. I woke up like before my alarm and stuff went off, and then I went back to sleep. But I woke up, and his side of the bed, like he puts this like pillow sham and stuff over there, so it's real nice. He used to do that when like Boo would sleep over there and stuff too. He'd like arrange his blanket and do all that kind of stuff. So I woke up, and it's like, you know, he has his blanket pulled up on that side of the bed and stuff like that. And I was like looked at the clock. I don't know what time it was then, but anyway, I don't even remember. It's 10 something, I think. And so I was like, I'm gonna go back to bed for a little bit longer. But I don't remember him even leaving this morning. I mean, I was out. So again, I'm not getting tons of sleep. I mean, I'm getting like 6.5 hours of sleep, maybe less than that. It doesn't really hit me until later at night. So today will be good for me. I think to have a day, I mean, yesterday I filmed so much that I think today, and plus I think also when I'm filming like 7 videos in a day, it gives people time to catch up, to like, then it's like 2 days to catch up and watch them. So tomorrow my plan is to be back to filming, probably not 7 videos, but probably 3, 4, or 5 videos tomorrow, including my vlog. Tonight, right now, I'm gonna go upstairs, and I am going to, I think I'm gonna do like a quick like face mask, like a cup of coffee face mask, because this is smelling so good. Here, we'll blow the candle out. because I don't want to forget. So I'm going to do a cup of coffee face mask. Yesterday I trimmed my beard and shaved. And then I washed some jeans, and so they're in the dryer right now. Go get those. And then get ready, get my Uber out of here, which will probably be easier to get an Uber today because I'll be going earlier. Usually when I get an Uber to go to therapy, it's at between 5 and 6. So it's quitting time. And so quitting time, so it's harder to do that. So I think that it will be easier to get an Uber today, but I'm not gonna like risk it. I want to make sure that, you know, and then hang out with Tanya Jean, and then come home and read my new books, which I'm excited about, and watch my shows. Tonight, I do want to get caught up on, on Found, Matlock, and Elsbeth. So, depending on what time I get home, if I get home early, I probably, well, you guys will know, because it'll be when I post this vlog. So, because the vlog will be uploading while I'm gone. If I get home early, I probably will take a nap. If I don't get home early, then I probably won't take a nap, and I'll just watch shows and read and listen to my audiobook and stuff like that. And no matter what time I get home, because I can't obviously walk right now, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm really trying to walk every day to help my anxiety. It doesn't, you know, when I walk longer, it seems to help a little bit. I'll be honest with you though, since the doctor said something, I haven't really noticed a huge difference in like the walking. I mean, I did a little bit before. I don't know. It seems like when I walk a really long time, it kind of helps me more. But but I'm trying to keep up with the walking every day. So if I get home and it's not too late, just around the neighborhood, like a 20 or 30 minute walk at least. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys being so encouraging and being like, yeah, just even a 20 or 30 minute walk is better than nothing. And I appreciate that. I hear that in my head when, who's texting me now? I hear that in my head when I am, you know, like being resistant to like go walking or whatever. Also, like when I start walking, this is why I kind of like walk so long. I know it's kind of like, you know, I would love to walk even longer than 2 hours, but because I get into an audiobook or something. But, like that's why sometimes if I'm going to walk shorter, I listen to music, because I'm like, if I start listening to an audiobook, I want to walk for like an hour. But anyway, if I don't get home too late tonight, hopefully I can still do like a 20 or 30 minute walk, then maybe, you know, take a shower, take a nap, and then watch some shows and stuff. So that's my plan for this evening. But I will be back tomorrow with another vlog. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to just film a short vlog tonight. It's kind of funny that my short vlog is almost an hour and 7 minutes, but I was going to ask that. I meant to ask that if you made it this far. Like my vlogs recently have been consistently like an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes long, somewhere in there, which is what they kind of used to be back in the day. Do you guys, like every once, I mean, for a long time I was like missing a day, once a week I wouldn't vlog, which I don't want to miss days unless I have to. But I was doing a lot of like 45 minute vlogs for a while. Do you guys like it when I do some shorter vlogs? Do you prefer it? What's like a perfect like length of a vlog for you? That would be really, really helpful for me so that I could kind of like aim at that. So yeah, anyway, and obviously some will be shorter and some will be longer, but to kind of aim at something, let me know what like a perfect length vlog for you guys would be. And yeah, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Tuesday. I hope you're finding peace and serenity in your life. If you're going through a hard time right now, I'm sending lots of love and positivity to you, and I hope that it passes soon. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.